Hey, Odell. You've talked about contributing in any way that you can to help this team win. On Sunday, we saw you were able to do that as a rusher and a receiver. You talked about wanting to be able to provide blocking. How does it feel being able to be used in so many different ways under Coach Stefanski's offense?
Um, Obviously, that's something that I would love to continue to do. That's something that for me was always in the game plan. It's just the way that I played football. Freshman year in college, run blocking, catching passes, punt, kick return. I just love football. So anyway, like I said, any way that I can help this team win, that's what I'm here to do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cameron. Tom Withers, your line's open.
Hey, I'm going to borrow somebody else's lyric for this question. Did that feel like a please allow me to reintroduce myself game for you last week?
Nah. For me, it's just been I just been waiting. I just been waiting. I know what I'm capable of doing. Any given time I'm on the field, but I think I did joke with one of the coaches using that exact line just in case. You know, for the ones that's out there that love to hate. So, but again, that's something I never really worry about. I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. So, like I said, just trying to find ways to keep this train rolling.
I asked Jarvis earlier, when was the last time he saw you so content and healthy and focused? And he said it was probably college. Would you agree with that?
I'd probably agree with that. Coming from college into the league, it's just a completely different life. I feel like college was an intro, and this is like right before social media era and all that stuff. So it's just a different day and age now, and I think that this is probably one of the best spots I've been in.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Tom. Scott Petrick, you're up.
Hey, Odell, I saw some of those next-gen stats that had your speed super fast. And I know you had the one last year against the Jets where you clocked high, but being healthy again, does it feel a lot different than it did last year, health-wise and speed-wise?
Way different. I had to really strain heavy last year. And even on that last touchdown, I hadn't really ran much in the fourth quarter. We were up by so many. I was really just chilling. And then felt like because of the way my hamstrings is feeling tight, all this, I didn't want to run any faster than I needed to. So I'm stronger, faster this year than I was last year. I'm just all around healthier. And yeah.
Thanks.
Next up is Mary Kay Cabot.
Hey, Odell, can you just address a little bit? It seems like Kevin Stefanski really has a nice relationship with you where he understands, he kind of gets you, he understands what you want to accomplish for this football team. And that game just looked to me like, kind of an opportunity for him to show you how important you are to him and that he was going to, help you feel good about your performance, whether it required Jarvis throwing you the ball or getting you going on reverses, getting you touches early. Can you just describe a little bit about, the impact that he's had on this and the relationship that you guys sort of have developed?
I think it's just been since day one, coming in and even over virtual off season, whatever it was, developing that relationship, speaking last week, speaking, each and every day or every other day or whenever we have those conversations, just to be able to understand with what someone else wants alongside with me and what he wants for players or what he wants as a head coach, just being able to understand the people that you're here giving your day to, it goes a long way. So there's a great line of communication there. I feel like it's always an open door. It's we could say things and there's never any hard feelings because we know where each other's hearts are at, and we want to work and want to be great. So I definitely say that's a great relationship, and just look forward to keeping that going.
So you feel heard and appreciated and all those kind of things by him?
I'm not saying I haven't felt heard or appreciated in my past. I'm just talking about this situation specifically.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like we could see eye to eye, and especially when it comes to football, we have the same common goal.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Mary Kay. Marla Ridenour, you're up.
Yeah, Odell, I don't know if you even looked at it again, but how close did you come to getting tackled on that reverse?
Yeah, I just remember I caught the reverse, and Alden was just right there. And, just knowing if I get around him that I would have space. And I was running up the field, and I see people just flying to the sideline because it seemed like I kind of faked like I was going to go out of bounds or slide or do whatever, and they just floated to the sideline. And I made that one cut, and I just knew that it was over. But it was definitely a play that could have went backwards. Might not have been a bad thing. We would have kept the clock rolling, but I was just happy I was able to get around him.
What's it like though, that feeling when you're out there in space? I mean, is that sort of when you feel like, is that almost like one of your best parts of football?
Yeah, that to me is, part of the reason why I fell in love with the game. I remember where I grew up at, we called it throw 'em up, bust 'em up. And it was like every man for himself. You're trying to score. It'd be like 20 of us. And if you about to get tackled, you got to throw the ball up. And it just was a game that I learned how to feel good with the ball in my hand and a bunch of people chasing you. And on that play I had, it was like a kick return. I had a bunch of lead blockers. So just happy we was able to put the game away right there.
Thank you.
Scott Petrick, you have our next question.
Hey, Odell, I know you keep saying you're willing to do anything to help the team. I'm curious, with Nick Chubb out now, do you feel like you might have to do even more to help this offense?
Whatever it is I got to do. I doubt I'm getting in that backfield and running between the center and the guard, though. I can tell you that. I'm about down for everything else, but that's not, that. Got to save that for Chubb and Kareem and all those other guys. I don't think I'm built for that.
Thank you.
We have time for 3 more questions. We'll take one from Mary Kay, one from Nate, and one from Tom. Mary Kay.
Hey, Odell, it's been funny to watch Jarvis, kind of kid around about how, he's been sore for 2 days and his lat hurts from throwing that pass. So just kind of how funny is that? And then also, do you have one of those passes in you to him for a touchdown? And, would you be sore afterwards too, perhaps?
Only time will tell, but it's just funny because, he comes in the meat room and I think he actually is a little sore, and his lat was a little tight. So, seeing the comments and when that word gets spread around, I think he threw that ball. First of all, he threw a dime, but he threw it hard. So we'll make sure that we have to get that worked out and get that shoulder and that lat massage.
Yeah.
Nate Orr, you're up.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Mary Kay.
Do you hope that you get to return the favor someday to him?
Of course, that's always the dream, but it's really whatever's in the play calls, whatever we have in the game plan. I think I joked with him today. I said, I still have one more touchdown pass in you. So, we'll see later down the line what happens.
Thank you.
Nate, you're up.
Hey, Odell, I think everyone on this call, like myself, probably spent a decent amount of time watching you and Cam Newton on some videos and, just wondering how it hit you with what he's going through with COVID and, whether you've been able to reach out and offer some support.
Yeah, I definitely tried to reach out to him, and I'm gonna put him on blast. He didn't answer the phone, but I can understand in this time and situation. I'm sure everybody else is hitting him, so I kind of tried to wait until it chilled out. But you just want to check on him. That's my guy. We trained real hard this off season. We were both in LA, and just getting the opportunity to kick it with him for the first time. Really, we've always I feel like I've always been a fan of him and watched him in his game. So I'm just getting to see him and see how he works and see how he is as a person and not what, he's been made to be or anything like that. It was pretty cool. So that definitely hit close to home. Praying for him, praying for him, his family. I know he's got a few kids. So just wishing him a speedy recovery and hoping that he stay safe and return to football as soon as possible.
Thanks, Nate. Our last one goes to Tom Withers.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks. So we called that playground game "Kill the Guy," by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, why does this 3-1 start feel so legitimate?
I mean, I think because it is. You look at the games that we won, and it wasn't like it was a fluke. And you look at the game we lost, and you think about the situation, or you think about, like I said, toss it up to a first game mulligan. Also, that's an incredible team that we got beat by, and we weren't as prepared. And I think it was awakening for us. And ever since then, we've been able to put the mistakes that we made during that game, we've been able to correct them and eliminate those in the games following that, and just learn from it and keep continuing to grow. So again, it's still always a day at a time approach. The 3-1 record is, I still look at it as we're 0-0, and the goal is to be 1-0 each and every day. And if by the end of the week you can be 1-0 and then be 1-0 by the end of the week, then it just resets and starts over. And it's always going to keep continuing to be the day-to-day process, and just continuing to win the day. So I think that's the goal for us right now. Keep the blinders on and keep running our race.
Thank you, sir.
Squeeze in one more quick one, Mary Kay.
Oh, what do you have to do to win AFC Offensive Player of the Week? Were you hoping that you might see your name called for that?
To me, it doesn't really matter. I don't think when you look back in 20 years, you'll be like, oh yeah, week 4 of 2020, you won Offensive Player of the Week. So, not to say these accomplishments mean nothing, but I'm here for the long-term goal and long-term picture. I want to win championships. I want to be able to look back on my career and leave the legacy that I wanted to leave. So maybe score 2 more times and I might have won it. Other than that, I don't really know.